Alright, here we are, guys. Hole number 3. Looking at my opponent over here. For some reason, he doesn't want to hit the Hop Island shot. Pretty unusual. Plenty of power to do so, especially with Extra Mile 6. I wouldn't use Extra Mile 6. That's pretty much the number one thing that I do recommend is not using Extra Mile 6. Pretty much across the entire, try to avoid it as much as possible. Your first question should always be, can I hit this shot without Extra Mile? If the answer is yes, then do it. So, for instance, on hole 1, I needed it. On this hole, not so much. So I'm going to go just a little bit of power. I'm also going to play at about 5 rings. And now probably about 6 rings. So I do expect to do just a little bit of an overplay. So kind of where you see 6 rings, that's where I expect it to land. So somewhere I'm trying to aim up here towards the middle. I am also probably going to go just a hunch of power. You can see with what I'm doing with my curl. This is just a little bit of overpower. I am trying to get this to land just a little bit longer on that island. So the biggest thing that I see here is I want to make sure that I can get this ball up far enough that I don't have to add any extra power or play this differently. So I want to make sure that I get it up to a certain spot. So that's the main thing that you saw me doing there. I might have been just a little bit gentle on the curl, unfortunately. So you may want to curl it just a little bit more, but one of the great things about the quarterback is I could have great balled it right or left, and I would have still been in the fairway there. However, I should have curled it just a little bit more, so do keep that in mind for your own shots. And hopefully, ideally you want to make sure that you have 4 topspin. If you only have 3 topspin on that QB, it's fine. But you might want to just curl it just a tiny bit more than even what the usual guy does. You'll want to try to get this up as far as possible. As you can see, it looks like I got it. I'm probably about 2 yards short of where I'd like to be. We're still going to be able to do it from here, but it's not my ideal. I like to put it at the top of the shadow. But you can see with, kind of where I'm aiming and kind of what I'm doing with the ball guide. Other than that, I'm thinking pretty close to the max adjustment, which is 1.9 per ring for me. Just a shade under 2 rings. But you'll see the trees aren't even in play, which is nice. And if you bring the Titan, so that great ball is really going to cost me. I might end up actually clipping the rough. I hope I don't. See what it looks like. Nope, it's still good. But it is going to cost me. It's not going to be anywhere near the hole. As you can see, it just kind of shoots out to the side. Furthermore, you can also see that it came in just a little bit hot. Hopefully, you can keep less topspin than I had to do. So that's one of the things that I wanted. I wanted to be able to put that ball guide up just a couple more yards. If I could have just got another yard or 2 off the tee there. And also got it a little bit more to the right, I would have created a better angle. Just try to watch that ball guide. Hopefully you guys can get your perfect. And if you can keep that ball topspin down to maybe half a bar, 3/4 of a bar of topspin, that's ideal because it won't come in too hot. But you have to worry about that second ball bounce clipping the rough. So you got to make sure that it's just beyond that rough, just barely. It only has to be fractionally because the wind effect will cause it to expand out a little bit, so it will actually stretch out that first to second bounce just a tiny bit. So you want to just make sure that you're just getting that second bounce to that fairway. Keep that in mind. Good luck, and I'll see you guys on the next one.